They told you to be yourself. They lied. Machiavelli knew something the masses will never understand. The self is not a treasure to reveal. It is a weapon to conceal. In the courts of Renaissance Italy, men who showed their true face died with daggers in their back. Men who wore masks sat on thrones. This is not about deception. This is about survival. This is about power. And by the end of this, you will never walk into a room the same way again. If you've ever felt the need to learn what they don't teach, to see what others refuse to see, then subscribe now. This channel exists in the margin between philosophy and force. Miss one video and you miss one advantage. Click that button. The algorithm hides knowledge from the passive. Let me ask you something. When was the last time being yourself actually worked? Think about it. The job interview where you were honest about your flaws. The relationship where you exposed your insecurities too soon. The negotiation where you showed your desperation. How did that go? Silence is an answer too. Comment below, when did radical authenticity cost you something? I want to know if you've already learned this lesson the hard way, because most people need to bleed before they listen. Here is what Machiavelli understood in 1513 that your self-help guru will never admit. The world does not reward you for being real. It rewards you for being effective. Authenticity is a luxury of the powerless. A cope for people who have nothing left to lose. The prince who cannot adapt his nature to the times will be destroyed by the times. But the prince who wears 1,000 faces and shows none, he becomes inevitable. You think you have one self. You are wrong. You have a father self, a lover self, a professional self, a private self. You already wear masks. You just do it badly, unconsciously, reactively. Machiavelli's strategy is to do it with intention, with precision, to walk into any room and become exactly what that room requires. Not fake, functional, not lies, leverage. The mask is not about hiding who you are. It is about controlling what they see. And what they see determines what they give you. Power, respect, opportunity, love. All of it is granted by perception. And perception is theater. So the question is not whether you will perform. You already are. The question is whether you will direct the performance or stumble through it blind. Stop the video right now and ask yourself, do I control how I am seen, or do I just hope people understand me? Comment your answer. This is the line between the powerful and the confused. Let me tell you a story. Florence, 1502. Cesare Borgia stands in a room with assassins who smile at him. He knows they plot his death. They know he knows. But here is the game. Cesare does not match their energy. He does not confront. He does not reveal his anger. Instead, he laughs. He drinks with them. He asks about their families. He wears the mask of the trusting fool. And one by one, in the weeks that follow, those men vanish. Strangled, drowned, disappeared. Cesare never broke character. Not once. Because the moment you let them see the real emotion, they adjust. They defend. They escape. The mask kept them comfortable until the blade was already in. Now compare that to you. Someone disrespects you in public. What do? You react. You show the anger. You defend your ego. And in that moment you lose. Because they saw the wound. They know where to press now. Machiavelli would tell you to smile. To thank them even. Let them think their blade missed. Then, in private, in silence you dismantle them. Socially. Professionally. Slowly. The mask is not weakness. The mask is patience made visible. You still watching. Good. Then you are beginning to understand. But understanding is not enough. Hit subscribe if you want the full doctrine. There are layers here most will never reach. Lesson 1. The mask of warmth. People do not trust competence. They trust warmth. Show me a leader who is brilliant but cold. I will show you a leader who gets betrayed. Show me a leader who is average but beloved. I will show you a dynasty. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, but he also knew this. If you can make them love the mask, they will never look for the man beneath. Warmth is the costume that disarms suspicion. You smile. You remember names. You ask about their lives and pretend the answer matters. Not because you are kind, because you are strategic. Does that sound cruel? Then you have not been paying attention to how the world actually works. Every CEO who remembers your name at the Christmas party. Every politician who kisses the baby. Every influencer who calls their audience family. They are wearing the mask of warmth. And it works. It always works. Because human beings are wired to trust the appearance of care more than the evidence of character. Let me be clear. This does not mean you care about no one. It means you do not confuse strategy with emotion. In private, with your inner circle, you can lower the mask. But the world gets the version that serves your goals. Comment below, do you think warmth can be a strategy or does that make it fake? I need to know if you are still morally hesitating or if you are ready to see clearly. Lesson 2. The Mask of Silence. They talk. You listen. They reveal. You conceal. In every conversation, there is a winner and a loser. The winner is the one who learns. The loser is the one who confesses. Machiavelli knew that the man who speaks first speaks from weakness. He needs validation. He needs to fill the void. But the man who waits, who lets the silence do the work, he is hunting. Every word they offer is information. Every pause they fill is insecurity. You are not being quiet because you are shy. You are being quiet because you are studying. Watch what happens when you stop filling dead air. When you let the question sit. When you do not rush to comfort or explain. People become nervous. They overshare. They justify. They give you the blueprint of their fear. And fear is the map to control. You do not manipulate by talking someone into something. You manipulate by letting them talk themselves into it. The mask of silence is the most violent thing you can wear in a room full of egos. Have you ever noticed that the most dangerous people say the least? Comment if you have ever been unnerved by someone who just watches. That instinct is correct. You were in the presence of someone wearing the mask. Lesson 3. The Mask of Agreement. Never argue with a fool. Never correct a powerful idiot. Never debate someone who controls your outcome. Machiavelli understood that being right is not the same as being effective. You can win the argument and lose the war. So you nod. You say, interesting point. You let them believe you are aligned. Not because you are weak. Because you are wise. The mask of agreement buys you time. It buys you access. It makes them lower their guard while you move your pieces on the board they do not even know exists. This is not cowardice. Cowardice is when you agree because you are afraid. Strategy is when you agree because you have a plan. The fool thinks every battle is worth fighting. The prince knows that most battles are distractions. Save your truth for the moment it has leverage. Until then, smile and nod. Let them think you are harmless. Let them think you are on their side. And when the moment comes, when your position is fortified and theirs is exposed, then you move. Not with anger, with inevitability. Does this bother you? It should. That discomfort is your conditioning breaking. You were taught that honesty is noble. It is not. Honesty without timing is just noise. If this is starting to click, subscribe now. You are going to want the rest of this. Lesson 4. The Mask of Confidence. Fake it until you make it, they say. No. Wear it until it becomes you. Confidence is not an emotion. It is a posture. A rhythm. A mask so well fitted that even you forget it is there. Machiavelli watched princes who had every reason to fear walk into rooms like gods. And because they wore the mask of certainty, others believed. Belief is contagious. If you look like you belong, they assume you do. If you speak like you know, they assume you are right. The mask is not lying. The mask is leading. Here is the secret. Confidence does not come from having all the answers. It comes from looking unbothered by not having them. When you hesitate, they smell blood. When you admit doubt, they circle. But when you pause, tilt your head, and say something calm and vague, they assume depth. They assume you see something they do not. The mask of confidence is the cheat code to every room you are not yet qualified to enter. Wear it anyway. Wear it especially then. Think about the last time you faked confidence. Did it work? Comment yes or no. Because if it worked even once, you have already proven the principle. Now you just need the system. Lesson 5. The Mask of Indifference. The less you care, the more they chase. Machiavelli knew that desperation is repellent. Need is weakness made visible. So even when you want something, even when you need the deal, the relationship, the outcome, you wear the mask of indifference. You lean back. You check your phone. You let the silence imply you have options. Because the person who needs it least controls it most. This applies to love, to business, to negotiation, to war. When you show them you are unaffected by their absence, their rejection, their power, you do something psychological. You flip the script. Now they are the ones wondering. Now they are the ones chasing. The mask of indifference is not cruelty. It is clarity. You are simply refusing to hand them the leverage of your desperation. Keep it hidden. Keep it cold. Let them guess. Let them come to you. Have you ever pulled back and watched someone suddenly become interested? That is not coincidence. That is physics. Comment below if you have seen this work. I want to know if you have already tasted this power. Lesson 6. The Mask of Humility. Arrogance makes enemies. Humility makes allies. But Machiavelli's humility is not real. It is decorative. You downplay your success so they do not feel threatened. You credit others so they feel valued. You ask for advice even when you do not need it, because it feeds their ego and binds them to your rise. The mask of humility is the Jan horse of ambition. It gets you inside the gates while everyone smiles. The truly powerful do not need to announce their power. They let others announce it for them. You do not brag. You create situations where others brag on your behalf. You do not boast about your plan. You execute it so well that people ask how you did it. And when they ask, you shrug. You say, I just got lucky. I had help. The mask stays on. And behind it, you smile. Because they just gave you permission to do it again. Does this sound manipulative? Maybe. But tell me, would you rather be honest and overlooked, or strategic and successful? Comment your answer. Let me know if you are still holding on to fairy tales or if you are ready for the field manual. Lesson 7. The Mask of Emotion. Cry when it serves you. Rage when it moves them. Laugh when it disarms them. Machiavelli did not say suppress all emotion. He said control which emotion they see and when. Emotion is a tool. Used correctly, it is a weapon. The leader who shows anger at the right moment is feared. The leader who shows sorrow at the right moment is loved. But the leader who shows emotion randomly, uncontrollably, is dismissed. You do not stop feeling. You stop leaking. Let me be specific. Someone insults you in a meeting. You do not explode. That is leaking. But 2 days later, in private, in front of the right witness, you let a calculated frustration show. You say, I have tried to be patient. Now the witness thinks you are reasonable. They think you have restraint. The mask of emotion is not about being robotic. It is about being directorial. Every feeling you show is a scene you are composing. Make it count. Are you starting to see the pattern? Every mask serves a function. Every face is a tool. Subscribe if this is rewiring how you see every interaction you have ever had. Lesson 8. The Mask of Loyalty. Appear loyal to those you may one day need to betray. This is the coldest mask. The most necessary. Machiavelli watched courts where today's ally is tomorrow's corpse. Not because of evil. Because of change. Circumstances shift. Interests diverge. The man who telegraphs his disloyalty dies early. But the man who wears the mask of loyalty until the very last moment, he survives the purge. He may even lead it. You do not owe anyone transparency about your future moves. If you are planning to leave the company, you do not announce it until you have the next job. If you are ending the relationship, you do not hint at it until you have the exit planned. The mask of loyalty keeps you safe while you build your leverage. It is not betrayal. It is timing. And timing is everything. I know some of you are uncomfortable now. Good. Discomfort is the price of clarity. Comment if you think loyalty should be unconditional, or if you think loyalty is contextual. I want to see where you stand. Lesson 9. The mask of weakness. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you are soft, slow, harmless. Machiavelli knew that the enemy who dismisses you is the enemy who does not prepare. And the unprepared are easy to destroy. You do not correct their assumptions. You feed them. You play dumb. You ask basic questions. You let them feel superior. And while they gloat, you observe. You learn. You prepare. Then, when the moment is right, you move. And they never see it coming because they never saw you. This is the mask of the underdog, the dark horse, the silent assassin. It works in every domain. The coworker who thinks you are not a threat until you get the promotion. The opponent who thinks you are not skilled until you win. The lover who thinks you are not desired until someone else wants you. Weakness is the costume. Patience is the plot. Victory is the reveal. Do you have the discipline to be underestimated? Most do not. Their ego cannot handle it. Comment if you have ever let someone think less of you on purpose. That is advanced behavior. That is Machiavellian mastery. Now let me connect this to the world you actually live in. Social media, dating apps, corporate meetings, family dinners. Every single one is a theater. And you are already performing. The question is whether you are performing with strategy or stumbling through it with something you call authenticity. Authenticity is not a virtue. It is a liability, because the world is not a safe space. It is a competition. And every person you meet is calculating whether you are useful, threatening, or irrelevant. When you post on social media, you are wearing a mask. The carefree traveler, the hard worker, the loving parent. You already curate. You already edit. Machiavelli is just asking you to do it with intention. To think 3 moves ahead. To ask, what do I want them to believe about me, and does this post serve that goal? If not, do not post it. Every image is a signal. Every word is a strategy. The people who win online are not the most authentic. They are the most consistent with their mask. In dating, you do not show all your damage on the first date. You do not reveal your desperation, your trauma, your need. You show the mask. The confident one. The interesting one. The one who has options. Is that fake? No. It is filtering. You are giving them the best version, the functional version, until trust is earned. Until intimacy is safe. The people who dump their entire psychological profile on date 1 do not get date 2. Not because they are bad people. Because they have no strategy. They confused vulnerability with connection. Machiavelli knows the difference. At work, you do not tell your boss you are burnt out and unsure. You tell your boss you are handling it and ask for resources. You do not say you are unqualified. You say you are learning fast. The mask is not lying. The mask is framing. It is the difference between, I do not know, and, let me find out and get back to you. Same reality. Different perception. Different outcome. If you are still here, you are not casual. You are committed. So commit fully. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. This is not entertainment. This is education in the art of outcome. Let me ask you another question. Who in your life right now sees the real you? All of it. The fear. The pettiness. The weakness. If your answer is everyone, you are in danger. Because the more people who know your vulnerabilities, the more people who can exploit them. Machiavelli would tell you to have a small circle. 3 people maximum. Everyone else gets the mask. Not because you do not trust them. Because trust is not binary. Trust is tiered. And most people have not earned access to your unfiltered self. This is where people break. They think withholding is cold. It is not cold. It is structural. You do not give strangers your bank account. Why would you give them your insecurities? Both are valuable. Both can be stolen. Both require protection. The mask is that protection. Stop apologizing for it. Here is the part they do not tell you. The mask does not make you fake. The mask makes you flexible. You are not lying. You are translating. You are taking the core of who you are and expressing it in the language the situation requires. With your children, you are gentle. With your competitors, you are cold. With your partner, you are open. With strangers, you are guarded. Same person, different masks. That is not duplicity. That is intelligence. Machiavelli himself wore masks. He was a Republican who advised princes, a moralist who wrote about cruelty, a patriot who worked for tyrants. He understood that survival requires adaptation, and adaptation requires the courage to be misunderstood. People will call you fake. Let them. While they are clutching their authenticity like a security blanket, you will be moving, growing, winning. Comment right now, what mask do you wear most often? The agreeable one? The confident one? The quiet one? I want to know what your default performance is, because once you name it, you can control it. Let me give you a modern example. Jeff Bezos. Early Amazon investor meetings. He was not the cold, jacked billionaire you see now. He wore the mask of the goofy, passionate nerd. Laughed too loud. Talked about books. Seemed harmless. And investors underestimated how ruthless he would become. By the time they realized, he owned the board. He owned the market. The mask bought him time. Time bought him power. Power bought him everything else. Elon Musk. He wears the mask of the eccentric genius. The meme lord. The guy who smokes weed on podcasts. But behind that mask is a man who works 100-hour weeks and destroys competitors without hesitation. The mask makes him relatable. The reality makes him unstoppable. He controls what you see. You think you know him. You do not. You know the mask. And the mask is doing exactly what it is designed to do. Look at any person with real power. They all wear masks. The question is whether you will join them or keep pretending that rawness is rewarded. It is not. Rawness is punished. Rawness gets you fired, dumped, dismissed. Strategy gets you everything else. So how do you choose the right mask? You read the room. Machiavelli said the prince must have the cunning of the fox and the strength of the lion. The fox knows traps. The lion knows force. But both know this. The room tells you what it needs. You walk in. You watch. You listen. Are they formal? You mirror formality. Are they casual? You match the energy. Are they insecure? You offer validation. Are they arrogant? You offer deference. Not because you are a chameleon with no core. Because you are a strategist with a goal. The amateur walks into every room the same way. The professional adjusts. Tone, pace, vocabulary, posture. All of it shifts based on the audience. This is not people-pleasing. People-pleasing is when you change because you are afraid. This is people-reading. You change because you are effective. Try this. Next conversation you have, match their energy exactly. If they speak slow, you speak slow. If they lean in, you lean in. Watch how fast rapport builds. Watch how quickly they trust you. That is not magic. That is mirroring. That is the mask adjusting in real time. And once you have their trust, you have their influence. Once you have their influence, you have their outcome. Are you applying this yet? Or are you just consuming? Comment below. Have you tried mirroring someone this week? Tell me what happened. I want field reports, not theory. Let us go deeper. Why does the mask work? Because human beings do not perceive reality. They perceive patterns. And the pattern they are looking for is, does this person make me feel safe, valued, or threatened? That is it. 3 categories. You are either an ally, a resource, or a danger. The mask allows you to choose which one they see. You are not changing who you are. You are changing how you register in their nervous system. When you wear the mask of warmth, their brain says ally. When you wear the mask of competence, their brain says resource. When you wear the mask of indifference, their brain says threat. Do not lose this person. All of it is neurological. All of it is survival code from 10,000 years ago. Machiavelli did not have brain scans, but he understood the wiring. He knew that people do not think their way into trust. They feel their way into it. And you control the feeling by controlling the face. Now the paradox. The more masks you wear, the more you discover who you actually are. Because each mask reveals a capacity. You thought you were not confident. Then you wore the mask and realized confidence is just a performance you had not practiced. You thought you were not calm under pressure. Then you wore the mask and found that calm is a choice, not a trait. The masks do not hide you. They expand you. They show you that identity is not fixed. It is flexible. And flexibility is power. If that just shifted something in you, subscribe. You are in the middle of a transformation and you do not even know it yet. Let me tell you what happens when you reject the mask. You become predictable. And predictable people are controlled people. If they know you will always be honest, they manipulate you with guilt. If they know you will always be kind, they exploit your kindness. If they know you will always react emotionally, they trigger you for sport. The mask breaks predictability. It introduces uncertainty. And uncertainty makes you expensive. Expensive to manipulate. Expensive to dismiss. Expensive to replace. Machiavelli said, never let them see the method. The moment they understand your pattern, they own you. So you shift. Today you are generous. Tomorrow you are distant. Not random. Calculated. You are teaching them that you cannot be solved. That you are not a puzzle with one solution. You are weather. You are variable. And variable people hold attention. They hold power. Do you see it now? The mask is not about being dishonest. It is about being illegible. It is about making sure that no one, not even your closest allies, can predict your next move with certainty. Because the unpredictable are dangerous. And the dangerous are respected. Comment this. Do you think being unpredictable is attractive or unstable? I need to know if you understand the difference. Let us address the objection. What about integrity? What about being genuine? Here is the answer. Integrity is not about exposure. Integrity is about internal consistency. You can wear a dozen masks and still have a core code. The mask is external. Your principles are internal. You do not lie about your values. You protect them by controlling who gets to see them. The world does not deserve your full truth. Your full truth is sacred. The mask is the shield that keeps it sacred. Machiavelli had integrity. He believed in a unified Italy. He believed in republicanism. But he wrote a manual for princes because he understood that ideology without power is just noise. He wore the mask of the advisor to get close to power. And in that proximity, he learned what he needed to learn. The mask was the tool. The integrity was the foundation. They are not opposites. They are layers. So when someone says, just be yourself, what they are really saying is, stay weak. Stay predictable. Stay controllable. Because the self they want you to be is the self that makes them comfortable. The self that does not threaten their position. The self that plays small. Machiavelli would tell you to smile at that advice. And then do the opposite. Here is a test. Think of someone you admire. Someone with power, influence, success. Now ask yourself, do they show everyone everything? Or do they curate carefully? You already know the answer. They curate. They control the narrative. They wear the mask. And it works. So why would you do anything different? If this is making sense, if you feel the click happening, subscribe now. Because this channel is not for everyone. It is for the people who are tired of losing by playing fair. Lesson 10. The Mask of Mystery. Do not explain yourself. The more you explain, the smaller you become. Machiavelli understood that mystery creates magnetism. When people do not fully understand you, they fill the gaps with projections. They make you bigger than you are. They assign you depth, strategy, secrets. And as long as you do not correct them, the myth grows. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You need to be the most unreadable. This applies everywhere. In relationships, do not explain every mood. Let them wonder. In business, do not reveal every step of your plan. Let them guess. In social settings, do not overshare your history. Let them be curious. The mask of mystery is silence with style. It is the pause that makes them lean in. It is the answer that leads to more questions. You are not withholding because you are insecure. You are withholding because scarcity creates value. People chase what they cannot fully have. This is true for attention, for information, for access. The moment you give them everything, they stop chasing. So you ration. You reveal in layers. Slowly. Conditionally. And every layer they earn makes them more invested. The mask of mystery is not game playing. It is economic. You are managing the supply of yourself. Have you ever noticed how the quiet person at the party becomes the most interesting? Comment if you have ever been drawn to someone simply because they did not over-explain. That pull you felt was not random. It was the mask at work. Lesson 11. The Mask of Mercy. Forgive publicly. Remember privately. Machiavelli knew that revenge is a dish best served cold, but mercy is a performance best served warm. When someone wrongs you, the crowd expects rage. Give them grace instead. Shake their hand. Say, we all make mistakes. Let everyone see your magnanimity. But in your private ledger, you write it down. You remember. And when the time is right, when the situation allows, you collect. Not with anger, with precision. The mask of mercy makes you look evolved. It makes you look secure. People will say, look how mature they are, how forgiving. And while they are saying that, you are positioning. You are waiting. Because public revenge makes enemies. Private consequences make examples. You do not need the crowd to see you win. You need the person to know they lost. This is not cruelty. This is patience. The fool reacts immediately and reveals his wound. The prince waits, and his revenge looks like coincidence. The mask stays on. The smile stays soft. And the knife stays hidden until it is already in. Does that sound dark? Maybe. But tell me, have you ever forgiven someone too quickly and regretted it? Have you ever let something slide and watched them do it again? Comment your story. I want to know if you have learned this lesson yet. Lesson 12. The Mask of Gratitude. Thank people for things you did yourself. Machiavelli watched leaders who let others take credit and still won. Why? Because gratitude is disarming. When you thank someone for an opportunity, even if you created it, they feel powerful. They feel generous. And people protect those who make them feel that way. You do not need to correct the record. You need to secure the relationship. The mask of gratitude is ego management. You let them believe they helped you. You let them believe they are essential. And in return, they become loyal. This works with bosses, mentors, investors, even rivals. You say, I could not have done this without you, even if you could have. Because now they are invested in your success. It reflects well on them. They will open more doors, offer more resources, defend you in rooms you are not in. All because you wore the mask and let them feel like a king. Is that manipulation? Only if you think strategy and ethics cannot coexist. I think they can. I think you can be grateful and strategic at the same time. The mask does not erase sincerity. It directs it. If you are still watching, you are no longer casual. You are committed. So make it official. Subscribe. Join the others who have chosen to see clearly. Let me tell you what happens when you master the masks. You stop losing energy to anxiety. Because anxiety comes from not knowing what to do. But when you have a mask for every situation, you always know what to do. You walk into the room. You assess. You choose the mask. You perform. The hesitation disappears. The second guessing stops. You become smooth, effortless, dangerous. People will start to say things about you. They will say you have presence. They will say you are hard to read. They will say they cannot figure you out. Good. Let them say it. That confusion is your moat. It keeps them at the distance you choose. And from that distance, you can see them clearly while they see only the mask. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this sounds exhausting. Wearing masks all the time, calculating every move. But here is what you are missing. You are already doing it. You are just doing it badly. You are already performing at work. You are already filtering on social media. You are already adjusting your tone with your parents versus your friends. The exhaustion you feel is not from the mask. It is from wearing the wrong masks inconsistently with no strategy. Machiavelli is offering you efficiency, clarity, a system. Once you know the masks, once you practice them, they become automatic. You do not think about it anymore. You just flow. Situation triggers mask. Mask triggers outcome. It becomes reflex. And reflex does not require energy. It requires training. So stop resisting and start training. Comment right now, what is one situation where you wish you had more control over how you are perceived? Job interview, first date, family argument. Name it. Because once you name it, you can build the mask for it. Let me give you the framework. Every mask has 3 components: tone, tempo, and tell. Tone is how you sound. Calm, excited, serious. You match tone to the emotion you want them to feel. Tempo is your pacing. Fast for urgency. Slow for authority. You control tempo to control their nervous system. Tell is the subtle signal. The tiny behavior that sells the mask. A smile. A pause. Eye contact. The tell makes it believable. Practice this. Pick one mask. Let's say confidence. Your tone is steady. Your tempo is slow. Your tell is sustained eye contact and a slight upward chin. Now go into a conversation with that combination. Watch what happens. Watch how they respond differently. That shift you feel is power entering the room. That is you taking control of perception. And perception is reality. Are you going to try it? Or just think about it? Comment, I will try it, if you are serious. I want to see who is here to learn and who is here to lurk. Let us talk about the mask in conflict. Someone challenges you. Publicly. Aggressively. Your instinct is to fight back. To defend. To escalate. Machiavelli says, wear the mask of calm. Do not match their energy. Lower yours. Speak softer. Smile even. Because the person who stays calm in conflict wins. Not morally. Practically. They look stable. You look unhinged. The crowd sides with the calm one. Always. This is the mask of the unmoved. It signals that their attack did not land. That you are not bothered. Not threatened. And that does something to the aggressor. It deflates them. They wanted a reaction. You gave them nothing. Now they look like they are punching air. You did not have to win the argument. You just had to not lose your composure. The mask did the rest. Try it next time. Someone snaps at you. You pause. You breathe. You say something neutral. Watch them spiral while you stay still. That is mastery. Here is the thing about masks. The more you wear them, the less you fear social situations. Because fear comes from uncertainty. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they do not like me? What if I look stupid? But when you have the mask, there is no uncertainty. You have a protocol, a character, a role. You step into it like an actor steps onto stage. And actors do not fear the stage. They trust the script. The mask is your script. So you stop fearing the date. You have the charm mask. You stop fearing the negotiation. You have the indifference mask. You stop fearing the confrontation. You have the calm mask. Every situation has a tool. And the toolbox is you. If you want the full toolbox, if you want every mask cataloged and explained, subscribe. This is just the introduction. There are levels to this you have not seen yet. Now let me show you the shadow side. The risk. Because every strategy has a cost. The risk of the mask is that you forget who you are underneath. You wear them so long, so well, that the performance becomes the prison. Machiavelli himself struggled with this. In his letters, he admits loneliness. He admits that proximity to power did not bring him peace. The mask protected him, but it also isolated him. So here is the balance. Wear the masks in the world, but take them off in private. Have one place, one person, one moment a day where you are unfiltered, where the strategy stops, where you breathe. Because if you do not, the masks will hollow you out. You will win everything and feel nothing. And that is not power. That is tragedy. Do you have that place? That person? Comment yes or no. Because if the answer is no, you need to build it before you go further. Power without grounding is just chaos in a suit. Let me bring this full circle. They told you to be yourself. And maybe, in a perfect world, that would work. But this is not a perfect world. This is a world where appearance matters more than effort. Where perception dictates opportunity. Where the loudest, not the brightest, get heard. Machiavelli did not create these rules. He just wrote them down. And now you have them. You can reject them. You can cling to authenticity and hope the world rewards you for it. Some people do. Most of them are bitter by 40. Or you can accept the game. You can learn the masks. You can walk into any situation and become exactly what it requires. Not fake. Functional. Not a liar. A strategist. The choice is yours. But if you have watched this far, the choice is already made. You are not here by accident. You are here because some part of you already knew this. Already felt it. You have been wearing masks your whole life. I am just teaching you to wear them on purpose. So what now? You practice. You pick one mask. You try it tomorrow. You watch the reaction. You adjust. You try again. Slowly, the masks become natural. Slowly, you become fluent in the language of perception. And once you are fluent, you are free. Free to move through the world without fear. Without hesitation. Without wondering if you are enough. Because enough is not a state of being. It is a state of presentation. And presentation is a choice. Subscribe if you are ready to make that choice every single day. This channel is a training ground, not a motivation page. We do not do inspiration here. We do strategy. We do execution. We do power. Let me end with this. Machiavelli died in exile. Poor. Dismissed. Forgotten by the very princes he advised. But his book outlived them all. The prince is still read 500 years later. Why? Because he told the truth. Not the pretty truth. The operational truth. The truth that works. And that truth is this. The world does not care who you really are. It cares what you can do. What you can offer. What you can project. Your inner self is your business. Your outer self is your strategy. Master the outer, and you protect the inner. Lose control of the outer, and the world will define you. And the world is not kind. So wear the mask. Choose it carefully. Adjust it often. And never, ever apologize for it. Because the people who tell you to take it off are the same people who benefit from you being weak. Visible. Vulnerable. Controllable. You are not controllable anymore. Not after this. You are a strategist now. A student of power. A player of the game. And the game rewards those who know the rules and break them beautifully. If this resonated. If something in you shifted. If you feel like you just woke up from something. Leave a comment. Tell me which mask you are going to try first. Tell me what situation you are preparing for. Because this is not a one-way channel. This is a circle. I teach. You apply. You report. We all sharpen each other. And if you have someone in your life who needs this, Someone stuck in authenticity like it is a religion. Someone losing because they refuse to adapt. Send them this video. Do not explain it. Just send it. Let the words do the work. That is a mask too. Planting seeds without claiming the harvest. This is not the end. This is the beginning. You have the foundation now. The philosophy. The system. The permission. What you do with it determines everything. Will you stay the same and hope for different results? Or will you put on the mask and take what you have been too honest to claim? The princes are watching. The stage is set. And the mask is waiting. Now go.